Hey everybody, Christian West here. I'm glad that you tuned in to What Would You Do? Welcome to the series of videos where Joe and I ask each other critical questions from the executive protection industry. If you like what you see, click here, like and subscribe. And if you have questions that you want us to answer or try to find a solution to, send them to us via email, text. You can find us on social media. I'm sure you have ideas, or you can post them here and we'll play along and take your question. So, welcome to What Would You Do? Season 2. Yep.
All right, so here's a good one based on some current events and based on something that comes up pretty often with clients, honestly. Without putting it into too much context, let's just discuss it. So clients utilizing Uber, okay? Uber or Lyft or whatever you want to say. But so they're utilizing some kind of rideshare. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think rideshare is here to stay, right? And I think we as security professionals are quick to write it off. I think Uber has a place in your toolbox. Examples of where I used Uber is I have a car set up with my clients. We're going to another event that was unscheduled, and I realized that he has more people in his party than we can have in the car that we add, right? It's easy for me to call an Uber Black, keep it with me, and I only use it every time we get ready for a movement. That saved the night, right? Another time I've used Uber successfully is I'm doing a pickup for a client that I never worked for before. Shortly before we're ready to go, I figure out he has more luggage and more people than we can have in the car. Getting an Uber to be the luggage driver, easy, right? I mean, it's kind of like having a resource on call.
Very quickly.
I don't like to use when the client uses Ubers without us.
Exactly.
If let's say you're waiting outside of a restaurant and all of a sudden the client comes out and say, "Hey, I called an Uber. We're going to this and this place." I don't like that because I don't control it. If I had called the Uber, I could get the client to come out when I had the car and everybody was ready. I could even spend a second briefing the driver before the client came out, right? I have some kind of control, but if it's the other way around, I don't like it. And if it's clients all the way on their own, I mean, you can look it up. Wasn't there recently a case where somebody got punched by an Uber driver or whatever?
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what kind of drove the question. And also just the topic of so many people, like you said right off the bat, you said so many people just kind of write off Uber. Like, never use Uber. And I think it's the whole, never, always, always, never kind of concept where you just, should you use it? Probably not. But can you use it? Yes. And of course, if you use it when we manage it. So we've had clients go to a place like New York. And if we're with them, we take Ubers everywhere. Why bother with the car? Why bother with parking? We don't need the car all day long. If they're going from the airport to a meeting, they're going to be there for hours. And then they're going back to the hotel. That's 2 Ubers versus hiring a car and driver all day long for day rates and everything else. So it just makes sense. And again, let's make sure that we're talking about it's not for every client. Right. You're right. This is for certain clients, low profile, low risk scenario, that kind of thing. Just to make sure that we're aware of that. But absolutely, I think that it's something that we should definitely keep, as you said, a tool in the toolbox.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yes.
And I think that the whole thing of shared economy, I mean, we could have the same discussion with Airbnb, which maybe is a topic for another video, right? But I mean, should we be using Airbnb? Should we be using Turo? Should we be using all these apps? I don't know. I can't tell you. I know I do because it is tools in the toolbox.